Jill's office provides friendly, professional receptionists for small business owners just like you. We can help answer your calls, and we can even schedule estimates and jobs for you. Try Jill's office today and get a $25 discount when you say Untrapped. Just go to jillsoffice.com.
What's up? It's Keith Kelfis. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 crucial, detrimental, costly things that you're going to run into when starting or getting a landscape business off the ground. Or if you're in your first year, maybe you've been in for a few years. If that's you, this video is definitely for you. You're in the right place. I've got some notes here on my phone, and this is some deep shit. You like this type of video? If I cough during the video, I have a cold right now, but when I was a boy, I had real bad asthma, and I still kind of have it. And if I get a cold, everybody gets a cold once in a blue moon. But if it goes to my lungs, then I'm screwed. And that's where I'm at right now. So I've been up all night, 2 hours of sleep, coughing my brains out. I'm all doped up on Sudafed. But anyways, here's 5 things to pay attention to in your landscaping business and what they mean. This is some deep irony stuff. I might cuss a little bit in the video, so turn the phone down if you got kids around. And, that's important to me. But here you go. Step number 1, thing to pay attention to. You're going to have to do counterintuitive things that from the outside make you look like your head is totally up your ass. Like calling the landscape supplier company for materials and canceling an order that you just placed a couple hours ago. And then calling them 30 minutes later and resubmitting the order. And then calling them another half an hour again and canceling the order again. And you can extrapolate the reasons why. If you haven't been in that position where you're frantically calling and reordering and canceling supplies in a landscape supplier, it's like, oh my god, this landscaper should not be this guy's a schizophrenic, right? If you haven't been in that position financially or in a spring cash flow shortage where you've got thousands or tens of thousands of dollars out and you're on a shoestring budget and everybody owes you money and you're freaking out and from the outside, you look like your head is totally up your ass, right? But you know what's going on, and you can't even explain it to anybody. If you haven't been there, you haven't been in the landscape business. Okay, step up. So that's what that means. Number 2 thing to pay attention to, and what this means is, you're going to end up having a total meltdown in front of your first few employees. And you're going to lose them, because you're under so much pressure that it's leaking out all over the place, etc. Here's a hard lesson learned. Don't bring your problems to work. We all have problems. I'm sure you watching this video right now, if you're not right now, or if you haven't, you will have problems that you will suffer grievously, whether you did something wrong or not. So will the people that work for you. Don't bring your problems to work, and do not tolerate problems at work, personal problems. And don't ever call employees after work to discuss work. If you do this, you will pay through the nose, because you're not paying them to be on call. Save it. Either handle it at work, write it down, and discuss it the last 5 minutes during the day, or talk about it the next morning at work. But don't ever call them when they're off work. And if you do, be as a friend, not as the boss, or it'll stress them out, and they will resent you, and they'll quit on you. I had somebody who worked for me years ago. Great guy, great kid. This kid kind of had a meltdown and quit, and he was crying at work and stuff. It's because I was under a lot of pressure. He was too, and we were bringing it all at work, and we opened that Pandora's box, and every day at work was like just a suffering bitch fest, and it was really, really hard. And I learned a valuable lesson. So you stiffen your upper lip, and you go to work, and shut your mouth, and don't tolerate it either. And then work can become a safe haven. It can become a safe place where they can actually be a detoxifier, and they can de-stress because it's not tolerated.
Hey, if you're looking for what is probably the greatest software ever to run your business on, go to getjobber.com/Keith. You can create proposals, invoices, collect payments, even track your entire business directly on the Jobber smartphone app. And if you want to get a totally free trial of Jobber right now, open your browser, type in getjobber.com/Keith, and if after the trial you decide you want to sign up with Keith's link, you'll automatically get 20% off your first 6 months. So what are you waiting for? Go to getjobber.com/Keith.
So these things I'm talking about, if you don't do this, I'll get to the next thing. I'll save it. Number 3 thing to pay attention to. As a leader, because that's the position you are taking up and imposing upon yourself and others, everything you do in front of others, whether employees or business owner friends, right, quantifies by 10x. Okay, so sometimes you'll team up with friends. I got friends, some of my best friends do tree work. Dude, we'll team up, we'll do a big ass tree. If I don't have the right equipment or something, dude, we'll team up, knock down a $3,000 tree and split up all the money and stuff. So teaming up with fellow contractors and showing up late. If you show up late, especially with your crew, you're a dumbass, because now you're rushing around and you're looking like an idiot in front of them, losing respect, and in front of your workers, and you're being exposed. Do not show up late. If you got shit that even keeps you up till 4 o'clock in the morning, or family issues at home, which we all do, just get your ass to that job site on time, or call, do whatever you can. And showing up late and tolerating disrespect, letting others disrespect you in front of others or coworkers or something like that, or not standing up for yourself because you're in fear and neediness, and choosing to act like a bitch, will cost you 100-fold. If you act like a bitch, and I have at work, and the reason we do this is not because we're a bitch, it's because we're in fear and we need money. What happens on a psychological, if you were to get into neuroscience, your brain, when you need money, like you start, oh my God, minimize risk, cut this, oh my God, what? And you start acting kind of frantic because you're trying to save, like you feel like you're drowning. It's the part of the brain, amygdala, fight or flight response. So if you do that in front of people, they will lose respect for you and it will cost you 100-fold. You'll end up running your business like Speedy Gonzalez, like a nutcase trying to pick up all the pieces while everybody's disrespecting you. They won't respect you anymore. So that's what that means. Number 4 thing to pay attention to is your business is a mirror image of what's going on inside of your mind and emotions in real time. If your business is in a constant state of emergency, so too will be your life as a whole. So if you feel like your business is nothing working, oh my God, and it's a mirroring in real time. That's what's so beautiful about having your own business, is because if you're a bitch, it'll be bitching you. And if you stand up and you say, you know what, this is hard right now, and this is falling apart, and oh my God, I look like an idiot, and I'm the biggest piece of shit walking right now. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. You can have the greatest intentions in the world, and you have a plan. Well, guess what? Now shit's a hellfire. We call it a shit show. When everything's falling apart and going to hell in a handbasket, and you're still doing your best, and you have to be the bad guy. Keep your mouth shut. Don't bitch about it. You can bitch about it to your closest Fab Five. There's 5 people in your life. 5 other alphas, or people that you confide in, and you guys are friends and you're life coaches to each other and business coaches. You coach each other through shit, and you understand, because there's no resentments, no shit talking. It's who is your Fab Five, and then you can vent to those. But if you come home and you vent about your business to your wife or a family member, you're just going to stress them out. It's not going to work. You have to have your Fab Five, find out who they are, and build those relationships now if you don't have them. I have them, and I don't know where I would be without them. But anything that you do where you're afraid of standing up and dealing with what you've chosen, okay, because you could go back, you can go live in a cardboard box, you can get rid of your family, get everything, and be a big piece of shit and go live in the woods and not have any responsibility, and that won't be easy either. Life is like, you pick up your cross and you carry it up the hill. You put down your cross, you're putting it on someone else's back. You got to carry your own weight. It's really like brutal to talk about shit like this, but the more you get to recognizing that, is the more you get dead centered and serious about divorcing yourself from the chaos the moment. You're getting back into control and say, what do I need to do to fix this? It's not what happens to you, it's how you react when bad shit happens. And that's who will absolutely define your level of success in business. And don't compare yourself to other people, because you don't know what they go through. And you might not want the responsibility they have if you have the success that they have. So what does that mean? I just told you what that means. Your business is a mirror image of everything that's going inside of you. That's what that means.
Have you been thinking that it's time to really market your business in a more effective manner? Keith has spent years testing tens of thousands of dollars on marketing and advertising, and he is just amazed that the 7 most powerful marketing strategies that he's ever found are surprisingly low cost, and some are even free. He distilled down everything that he's learned into a 7-step guide and wants to give it to you for free. If you'd like to download the free guide, it's called 7 Steps to Marketing Your Business, then simply go to keithkalfas.com/7steps. That's keithkalfas.com/7steps. And of course, the link will be in the show description.
And then finally, number 5, and I will end this with a quote: your relationship with your spouse is the relationship with your business. I extrapolated this from David Deda's The Way of the Superior Man, amazing book about consciousness and masculine and feminine energies. If you're a man in a primarily masculine relationship with a woman who's feminine, your relationship with the feminine, with your woman, is the relationship to your professional life and your business. If shit ain't working at home, shit ain't working in your business. If she ain't happy, nobody's happy. If mommy ain't happy, nobody. If the wife ain't happy, happy wife, happy life, all that bullshit is 100% true. So if you're having a disconnection or a disagreement with your woman or, whatever relationship you're in, the longer you wait to go to work to get that thing fixed and get back to a happy place is the longer it's going to take and the more you will suffer grievously. And guess what? As being the alpha and the leader, the person who pays the breadwinner, the business, or whatever you want to fucking call it, you will suffer grievously, you will cause suffering, and you'll pay through the nose, and it will ride you all the way down to the bottom of a cardboard box. So it's like you have to learn how to, I know I keep referring to this like religious thing, it just means so much to me. Like you have to like pick up your cross and carry it while getting stabbed in the side and smile. and it's brutal and it's real. And I'm beginning to see that the men that we aspire to be like the most, that we look up to, like, wow, how does that guy do all that? Because that man behind closed doors, he suffers grievously, quietly. A business owner man once told me one time, and I don't know if I look up to this guy, but he said, I do in certain ways. He said, if you want to cry, go cry in the closet where nobody can see you, and then wipe your face off and go back out and get back to work. You don't let anybody see your tears, or at least not the wrong people. Now, you could say, you don't understand, Keith, my life is very complex. I know that your life is complex. You have a certain set of karmic debts, or whatever you want to call it, that you're going through, whatever belief that you have, that are probably a hell. And if you could be totally willing to do all this, yet you're still handcuffed and with your hands tied behind your back, fighting with your nose. I know. But when you've been through enough shit in life, I think the only thing that you can do is peace, a level of peace within yourself. It doesn't matter how much fucking money you make, how big your business is. If you don't have peace, it's not even worth it. There's nothing that compares to peace. Okay, so I want to end it with this. I hope you got some of that. Please go back and watch the video again, because that's some real shit. I want you to take the fear, take a breath, and shut it down. When you feel you're being emotionally hijacked by fear and this thing is running you like a puppet, now you're sitting in the passenger seat looking out the window while it's driving. It's your demons. Your demons are your fear, the stories in your head of like, oh, I'm building this story of why this is this, and how like you're stuck in this, like, it's like the Interstellar movie, or like, you ever seen the movie with Sylvester Stallone, Lockdown, when he was locked in that prison? It was like from the early 90s. So if you've seen this, let me know in the comments below. And every 5 minutes in this prison, they turn on the lights and he's in there naked. Name a number. He goes 1, 4, 6. And if he didn't get it, they would start spraying him with a fire hose and torturing him. And then they would shut the lights down and he'd be there like every 5 minutes. And like, you could feel like your life is like a nightmare. There's these thought worlds. If you allow yourself to get caught up in those like thought worlds for too long, they will become a reality and they will tear you down to the bottom and they will ruin your whole life and everything you've built. You have to consciously take this fear and push it to the side and crush that motherfucker. And consciously choose when shit's falling, but not when it's going good and you're laying around watching Netflix, bitch. When the shit's falling apart, you have to consciously keep it at bay like this and still act, even if your arms are tied behind your back, because that is the only option that you have. And the more you can do that, minute by minute, moment by moment, and surf on that wave, right? You're surfing, you got it, bro, you got it. If you slip up 1 second, do something stupid or accidentally or whatever, maybe, I don't drink, but what if you stay out all one night on a work night and for some reason you decide to get fucked up drinking or something, and now it causes this domino effect in your business? Like, you might be the type of person where your karmic debt is you have to keep your shit together and walk a tight rope, right? And if you fall off, it's going to be held in a handbasket. Everything is going to shit, right? So you know that. You've been down that road, you've been down that path so many times that you know you got to keep your shit together, right? So, you're not perfect, but you're setting the tracks now. You're setting the railroad tracks that this is the definiteness of purpose. This is your path, and you know what it is, and you can't stray from it. Sometimes you can't explain it to other people. They don't want to hear it. It doesn't matter. But you know in your head when you're doing these counterintuitive things, and I'm reading on these lists, and you're looking like a jackass out there, and you're giving it your best shot, that one day it'll all come together, and then you'll be like, you just have to laugh. Alright, so cool. That's it. I'm ending this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I was on the phone this morning with Phil Saros. Phil Saros from Dirt Monkey University. He's a Stan Genetics partner. Dirt Monkey, Stan Genetic. His partner, Phil. This dude's a mastermind, owns a big landscape company, and we coach on the phone once every couple weeks on Mondays. We spend an hour on the phone. We go through some internet stuff, talk about business, and just amazing. We barely even talked about actual landscaping. We were talking about a lot of other type of different stuff that was just blowing my mind, because sometimes a man can't get his business off the ground or can't get more clients or even do anything because he's paralyzed by what's going on in his mind and his emotions. He's trapped in his fears, his excuses, his insecurities, his old belief habits and patterns that are actually pinning him down, imprisoning him. So he needs help from his brothers to figure that shit out, to get it together and get moving forward despite his fears. Okay, I'm beating a dead horse. I don't know you, but I love you.
All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to the Untrapped podcast. Please share this episode with somebody you think it will create value for. And we're quickly moving up the rankings in iTunes in the category of entrepreneurship. So if you could please just take a quick moment to click the link below, or just go to the iTunes store and type in Untrapped podcast. And please take a moment to leave us a well-written, positive 5-star review. It would mean so much, and it really, really helps the show. And as always, you can go to my website, keithkelfis.com, to learn more. Or you can go to my podcast page on keithkelfis.com/podcast. All right, I'll see you in the next episode.